Less than P data end equals 306 data start equals 85 greater than alright. Let's talk about less than strong data end equals 124 data start equals 111 greater than Severance less than strong greater than season 2, episode 6, titled less than M data end equals 162 data start equals 153 greater than Attila. This episode was packed with emotions, awkward encounters, and some big reveals that are setting up for an intense second half of the season. Less than P data end equals 851 data start equals 308 greater than we start with Mark, who is still reeling from the realization that his supposedly dead wife, Gemma, is actually M's, Casey at Lumong. This revelation is shaking him to the core, making him question everything he thought he knew about his life and his grief. When he sits down with Radhabi, he brings up the idea of less than M data end equals 633 data start equals 621 greater than bargaining, one of the stages of grief, wondering if he can actually reverse the loss he's spent so long trying to numb himself from. The emotional weight of this moment is huge, and it sets the tone for the rest of the episode. Less than P data end equals 1127 data start equals 853 greater than meanwhile, back at Lumong, things are getting messy. The MDR team is struggling, emotions are running high, and even the usually composed Mr. Milchuk seems rattled. But the biggest drama of the episode? Relationships. Less than strong data end equals 1125 data start equals 1072 greater than love is in the air, but it's complicated as hell. Less than, strong greater than less than P data end equals 1740 data start equals 1129 greater than first, there's Mark and Helly. Their dynamic has been building since season 1, but now it's hit a major snag. Mark finally confesses that he and less than M data end equals 1288 data start equals 1274 greater than Helena Egan. Helly's outie had sex. The problem? Helly had no idea. This scene is both darkly funny and deeply painful, as Helly realizes that her outie used her body to manipulate Mark. It's a brutal moment that highlights the unsettling reality of severance, the loss of bodily autonomy and identity. But instead of dwelling on it, Helly decides to reclaim control. She and Mark find an empty office space and, well, let's just say they make their own memories. Less than P data end equals 2156 data start equals 1742 greater than meanwhile, Dylan's personal life takes an unexpected turn. His innie is developing feelings for Gretchen, his outie's wife. This creates an eerie situation where Gretchen seems to be connecting more with Dylan's innie than with her actual husband. It raises a lot of questions. Less than strong data end equals 2109 data start equals 2019 greater than is she starting to prefer this version of Dylan? Is this becoming an emotional affair? Less than, strong greater than and what happens if Dylan's outie finds out? Less than P data end equals 2545 data start equals 2158 greater than on the outside. Irving continues his personal investigation into Lumong, but there's a bombshell dropped about Bert, his former Lumong love interest. Bert's husband, Fields, drunkenly mentions that Bert was involved with Lumong less than strong data end equals 2433 data start equals 2382 greater than long before the Severance program even existed. Less than, strong greater than that little slip up immediately raises red flags. Could Bert have deeper ties to Lumong than we ever realized? Less than P data end equals 2813 data start equals 2547 greater than then there's the mysterious Mr. Drummond, who breaks into Irving's apartment and starts digging through his documents. Who is he working for? Is Lumong onto Irving's activities? This subplot adds a layer of suspense that will likely play out in the coming episodes. Less than P data end equals 3328 data start equals 2815 greater than. And finally, we have Helena Egan, who just so happens to bump into Mark at a restaurant, acting a little less than M data end equals 2926 data start equals 2921 greater than 2 interested in him. She flirts, brings up his dead wife in the most awkward way possible, and basically just makes things weird. It's hard to tell if she genuinely likes Mark or if she has an ulterior motive, maybe trying to keep him under Lumon's influence. Either way, Mark doesn't stick around to find out. Instead, he goes back to Radhabi and agrees to undergo a dangerous reintegration procedure. Less than P data end equals 3641 data start equals 3330 greater than the episode ends on a less than strong data end equals 3375 data start equals 3352 greater than massive cliffhanger less than, strong greater than, Mark collapses mid-seizure as his memories start overlapping. Devung, his sister, arrives just in time to witness it, meaning she's now clued into what Mark has been up to. Is this the moment where the outside world finally starts to uncover the truth about Lumon? Less than P data end equals 3969 data start equals 3643 greater than this episode was all about control, who has it, who's losing it, and who's fighting to take it back. Less than strong data end equals 3909 data start equals 3743 greater than Mark wants control over his memories. Helly wants control over her body. Dylan wants control over his personal relationships. Irving wants control over the truth. Less than, strong greater than but in the world of Lumon, control is always an illusion. Less than P data end equals 4205 data as last node equals data as only node equals data start equals 3971 greater than with only a few episodes left, less than M data end equals 4013 data start equals 4002 greater than Severance is setting up for some major payoffs. What's next for Mark and his collapsing mind? What's Lumon really hiding? And is Bert's past more important than we realized? We'll have to wait and see. Stay subscribed for more videos.